Welcome to the first edition, where we'll be talking on a range of topics around legal operations. Our first guest is Adam Smith, General Counsel at Tate Lyle, where we'll be talking to him about some of his lessons learnt over last year and the exciting things that they're doing to improve their operation at Tate Lyle.
My name's Adam Smith. I'm Head of Legal for EMEA and APAC at Tate Lyle, where I've been for about the last 16 months. So my responsibilities broadly are to look after the commercial legal function for our business across the European and Asia Pacific territories. We actually, certainly in the London office, closed quite early on. Actually, I looked up the date, and it's about 7 months now that we've been working remotely. So we dealt with some of the practical issues as a business. So IT rolled out Microsoft Teams really quickly, which has enabled us to carry on working. But following, once we got all those practical issues sorted, one of the key things that we did was sit down and say, we had mapped out our priorities for the calendar year. And so we looked at those priorities again and decided, were those the right things to be doing? We're in the food ingredients business. So unlike a lot of businesses which have unfortunately had to think about how do we manage a complete lack of business, we've carried on trading throughout. And so one of our key challenges in that early period was, how do we keep the business running? So in light of that, we decided, yes, our key priorities were still the right things to be doing. We just have to manage the immediate issues as well. But I think that stood us in good stead. We've made a huge amount of progress during the year on our panel review that we were undertaking, the legal change program, which is what we're working with Cognia on, and reviewing some of the core business processes with our business colleagues globally. Some of the challenges, kind of day to day, back-to-back Zoom and Teams meetings can be a little bit exhausting. I know there's been a lot of discussion about that. We all know the effects of that. So we've felt that as much as anybody else has. But yeah, finding ways to break up the day and actually get some work done has been one of the main challenges. I mean, I live a long way from London, so I had an exhausting commute every day. So I was already doing a few days a week, or a couple of days a week remotely, as were a lot of other team members. So for some of us, it was an easier transition. For some of us, this was completely new and moving into uncharted territory. So yeah, it's been down to those of us who are more used to it to help those others get used to it more quickly. I feel very lucky. I'm used to working from home. I've got a desk and monitor and all that sort of stuff set up, and it's meant that I can spend more time with the family. There are people, particularly younger people in our organisation, who share flats, who are trying to share broadband, who are all working from home on their beds or sharing a dining room table, killing their broadband, for whom it's difficult. And it's also difficult for people who live on their own, for whom coming into the office was their main kind of social contact. So I know that across the different locations, that the health and safety team have been working closely with employees to work out for whom we can open up the office so they can actually get in and use the space and use the facilities and meet some other people, certainly on a socially distanced basis. But yeah, it's struck us all in different ways, I think.